YouTube, what is going on? Welcome back to the future #1 reaction channel in all of YouTube. We are going to react to a little Anthony Fantano. Last time I did this was like over a year ago. It was when he was giving a review on a Little Peep album, the album was so good and he gave it such a bad rating. So, I mean, shout out to Fantano, man. He's an OG of YouTube. He's awesome, man. So credits to him. We're going to react to one of his videos about 2016. He kind of ranks the top albums of 2016. I haven't seen this yet, but let's see if we agree with him. If we don't, you know, he's got the S, A, B, C, D, E, F tiers. Yeah, let's watch this and give our own takes as well. But sometimes he's way off, man. Like, I think sometimes on purpose he's way off. But yeah, let's just run it. Let's go.
Internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you're doing well, and it's time for another tier list. We have been going over the top 10 songs according to Billboard magazine every year through the 2010s and tiering them out based on how much I enjoy them or how much I don't. So yeah, we are going to do that now for 2016. We are more than halfway through the decade so far, and pretty excited to get into the years that are more recent. I will say as a bit of a preview here, I did not remember 2016.
I don't either. Yeah.
As far as
like, I'm trying to think what 2016 is. 2016, man, that was... Oh, I can't think of a hit in 2016. It's so hard. Everything mashes together. Like from like 2015 to 2020, it's all mashed together for me. So I'm curious
being
too.
This mid, but we're about to see. Let's not waste any more time, shall we? We have our first one here, and it is lo and behold, the Chainsmokers with Closer.
Okay, I'm gonna give my take before he gives his take. Closer by the Chainsmokers with Halsey. I mean, Halsey she's dope, man. I love Halsey. Great voice. Chainsmokers get a lot of bad rap. Like, I mean, they're very generic, very commercial, very radio friendly. I like this track. I mean, lyrically, it's kind of whack, but let's see what Anthony says here.
Yeah, the song sucks. It is very tacky, very bland. Halsey's vocals sound like they were recorded on like a computer microphone in a totally different studio with a totally different mix. It's pretty shoddily put together for something that is so commercially soulless. I will say that. And then on top of it, the thing that really kind of hit me about the song is that the drop with the super obnoxious synth line hit me almost in the same way as that track, in a much less goofy way. Seabat, that everybody's been freaking out over recently because of the freaking Reddit thread. But the difference between this track and Seabat is that Seabat is actually kind of funny and a very playful track, and the creator of the song never intended for it to be like the soundtrack to a sexual experience. Meanwhile, Closer is literally like about sex, but the song is one of the least sexy mainstream singles of 2016. I'm going to put this very solidly in the E row, and
I would go D here. I would go D. It's not an E. I would go D. A little up.
And leave it at that. Okay, next, we have the wonderful Can't Stop the Feeling with Justin.
This song, man, I mean, Justin Timberlake, I mean, I'm putting this below Closer. Honestly, I'm putting this in the E category and Closer in the D. Can't stop the feeling. It's way too generic for me. I mean, Timberlake has such bangers. This one is not it. Not it for me.
Timberlake from the Trolls soundtrack. I don't really have strong feelings on this song. It's just a very generic piece of dance pop with Justin Timberlake's trademark, like little, you know, kind of baby man boy voice vocals. The hook is kind of whatever. The instrumentation is super overproduced and you know, not all that flavorful. I would put it in the D row. It's tolerable. It's fine.
So I would swap those two. I would swap those two. It's not better than Closer.
I wouldn't call it one of the more offensive tracks that we're going to run into in this list. All right, next, we have another track from everyone's favorite duo, Chainsmokers, pop up again on the Billboard list at number 8 with Don't Let Me Down, featuring Daya. And
I'm going to rate this the same as Closer. I think this is a D track as well. I mean, they're good. They're easy. Excuse me. They're easy listens. Yeah, let's see what
Yes, while historically I have been very harsh on the Chainsmokers' music, and for good reason, a great deal of it sucks. I will say Don't Let Me Down is truly and honestly not one of their worst tracks. It's one of their better tracks. I actually think the drop on this cut is quite good. Dia's vocal performance is very sweet on the ears. The structure of the song, I think, goes over well. I moderately like this one. I moderately like this one.
Going
it's
D
amazing.
here. He's going
it's
D.
not blowing my mind. Not saying I would go out of my way to listen to it, but if it did happen to be on, and I have heard the drop of this track numerous times, just like in passing, I would enjoy it. You know, it's an enjoyable little experience when I happen to run into it. And I would say, you know, it's nothing more, it's nothing less. It's just a very easygoing, sweet on the ears, catchy fusion of pop and, you know, EDM trends and aesthetics at that time in 2016. And, you know, I'll just leave it there. I would put it in the C row. I think it's decent. I think it's okay. I'm not, you know, hating too much on this,
We're pretty close
this
right
particular
now.
Chainsmokers track. All right. Next at number 7, we have one of the GOATs, vocally speaking. We have Miss Adele with Hello, the lead singer.
Okay. I mean, I love Adele. I saw Adele live years back in Vancouver. Oh, her voice is crazy good live, too. Hello, it's me. I was da 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 da. Man, when this track dropped, I thought it was a banger. This is an S tier for a ballad. For a mainstream ballad, this is S tier. I don't know if you'll give it S tier. He does like vocals, though. He's doing a top 2 tiers. He has to here. We'll see.
Single from
S
the
tier
album
for me,
cycle
though, for sure.
Had going at that time. I know myself 1,000 times. Yeah, I'm not hitting those notes as well. Hello, I think is fine. I think it's a fine Adele single. I like it quite a bit, but is it as crazy to me as like Rolling in the Deep or some shit like that? No, not necessarily. It is quite good though. There are spots that I wish like maybe picked up a little bit of momentum, but is the background instrumentation beautiful? Yes. Is the vocal performance solid? Yes. Are the lyrics and the general sentiment of the song, you know, compelling enough? Yes. I do think this is like a, you know, very good, strong mainstream ballad. Certainly not, you know, kind of the generic run-of-the-mill chord progression and very plain, uninspired instrumental presentation that you know, you get with sappy ballads like these when they do tend to climb the charts. Adele is one of those artists who, you know, is a chart topper, and I feel like she actually brings the talent forward to justify the numbers and the attention that she gets.
I'm agreeing with him so far. Usually I don't agree with Anthony that much.
Respectable single.
Let's see though.
I would put it in the B row for sure. All right, next in the list we have quite an interesting
B. I mean, that's got to be an S or A. It's an S for me. Hello. I mean, yeah, my opinion.
One that I think a lot of people watching may remember. That is Designer's Panda.
Wow, this is such a polarizing song. I think for how much hype it got, you guys remember when this dropped, when Panda dropped? It was everywhere. The song was literally everywhere. You couldn't go into a 7-Eleven to grab a Slurpee without hearing this song. You could not walk into a Toys R Us without somehow hearing a child-friendly version of this song. I mean, it was everywhere. I put it in the A category, honestly. Just for how... I mean, a lot of music kind of followed this like, trend as well. Like a shorter style song, just real catchy, like almost TikTok worthy, right? I would go A for me. Which
is I think something that, you know, people watching this video think, well, what is he going to do here? This could go either way.
Yeah, I am thinking this. Yeah,
it's kind of a novelty track. It's a track from really an artist who, you know, didn't really find a way to pull his career forward past this point. Despite all that discussion, I think Panda goes fucking hard. I think Panda's a great track. I think Panda's a fun track. Is it incredibly entertaining? Is it electrifying in its energy? Is it well produced?
All right.
Does it have memorable bars and vocal lines and ad-libs and moments from front to back? Yes to all of those things. I think Panda is a very fun and a fire track. I still have fun listening to it today. Is it a little silly? Is it a little goofy? Is it a little novel? novelty, yes, and yes, but I still think it's a good track and one of the more fun trap bangers of the 2010s. Yes. I would put this very solidly in the B row. I think this is a very fun song to listen to. I think the song goes hard.
I think it was A row.
Thinking too much about whatever.
Fantano is way more of a critique than I am, though. I mean, yeah. He's just like a notch down pretty much in all these. I would have swapped the Timberlake and Chainsmokers song there, but besides that, we're pretty close. Adele, I would say S. Panda A, but yeah.
Whatever the hell the substance is and some shit like that, which I don't think every song needs to be belabored in that way.
Definitely. I used to think
it's a fun track to listen to. I mess with Panda. All right.
We are going to be more than they ever bargained for.
We're getting... Let's go! I gotta get premium.
All right, following this, we have 21 Pilots with Stressed Out.
I'm a huge 21 Pilots fan. Not my favorite TOP song. Just gonna say it. I mean, they have 20 songs better than this. This was very mainstream, I found. Music video went hard. But it's 21 Pilots, man. I still... take all that when you judge a song by itself, you can't really compare it to... We're judging it on the year, right? You can't compare it to their other catalog, which is just one of the better catalogs in the last 20 years, in my opinion. Stressed Out, I would put in the A or B. Just because I'm biased. I know I just said you shouldn't do that, but just because I'm biased towards all the other tracks, probably an A. It's probably an A. It went pretty hard too. It went pretty mainstream for a band that isn't very mainstream, if that makes sense.
Ooh, yeah. Getting them back time. This is not particularly an era of 21 Pilots that I care for all that much, and truth be told, coming back to listen to this track, I haven't really warmed up to it all that much. I just find the beats to sound like something off of, I don't know, like a cross between just like a mainstream pop album, but then also a children's album. The vocals, I think, have a very infantile quality about them too, and the rapping has like this weird kind of Macklemore flow going on that I don't think is all that flattering. And while
it does not have a Macklemore flow. I mean, I completely disagree with that. Everything else I do agree with. Macklemore flow. I don't know how he gets that.
I do kind of get the song sentiment about, being stressed and being more stressed as you get older and kind of the responsibilities of life are bearing down on you. The response to that seems to be less to question the world that we live in and pull that apart and dissect that in some kind of way and maybe aim for something better. And the answer that 21 Pilots offer instead is let's just live in some kind of weird fucking Peter Pan syndrome where we're just
I sort of
we can
agree.
go back to the good old days and just be kids forever. And that's just weird to me. It's just weird. And that's what makes Stressed Out a kind of weird and awkward track to me that I don't really care for all that much. Not the most offensive track that you will hear in this
He's going C here. He's going C category for
conceptually or aesthetically, but certainly an annoying and kind of unlikable song, at least for me. I would put it in the D.
Oh, that's way too low. That's way too low, in my opinion. I mean, he's putting that Chainsmokers song above this. I mean, it's got to be a B. It's got to be a B. I mean, yeah, disagree.
Right next to our friend Justin Timberlake. All right, this next one I may get some hot water over. It is a fan favorite for a lot of people. We have Work, Rihanna featuring Drake. This track, I think, has some very good vocal lines from Rihanna. I think...
I'm not a huge fan of this track. Yeah, just not a huge fan. Personal taste, I put it at C. Love me some Drake, love me some Rihanna, but nah, it wasn't one of my favorites. I'm going C category here.
Obviously, the Work refrains are pretty catchy. Drake on the back end is okay. Really, for me, this track is a decent vibe. Does this track feature some of her best songwriting? No. One of her strongest hooks? No. But is it a catchy, groovy, danceable, little hypnotic moment that production-wise, song structure-wise is kind of one-dimensional, a little repetitive from front to back. Yes and yes and yes. I just think it's okay. I think it's a little overrated as a Rihanna single overall. It's likable when it's on, but it's not something I'm like, dying to hear again when it's off. I would put it in the C row. Following this, we have Drake with One Dance. I solely lay at Drake's feet. And
this song, I hated when it came out. This has grown on me, though. I actually think that it did shape a lot of music to come in the next few years. I would do a B category for this. I like it better than Work. I would go B for this. It's not great. It's not bad by any means. Not really my style of a track, but yeah, it's decent. I would put a B.
This song, pretty much the responsibility of the trend that we saw past this point, where we were just hearing everybody and their goddamn mom come out with these atmospheric, light on the ears, super gentrified dance hall songs. And yeah, I just feel like One Dance is a super commercial, neutered, boring, lifeless interpretation of.
I do agree with that, but you got to think back. I'm trying to think. I could be wrong here, but 2016, there weren't many tracks like this. That's why I give it that sort of ranking of like a B. But I could have my timeline wrong, and this could have just been like, maybe I'm a few years off in that, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's see what he says.
Dance hall music for an audience of people that don't really care about, the core aesthetics of the genre. Anything that makes the genre interesting is kind of ripped out entirely in favor of just this very bland atmospheric presentation of blah. I just think it's boring. I think it's soulless. I think it's uninspired, and it still kind of blows me away to this day just how much of a ripple effect this song made. But whatever.
That's what I was saying.
It did. This is also going to be like a point of discussion with the next track that we're going to have on here. If I was being bitter and decided to hold against it everything that it inspired, I would put it in the F row, but I'm going to put it in the D row because as a standalone experience, I guess it doesn't drive me insane to hear
Fantano's
it. And
tough,
also,
man.
we have Justin Bieber with Sorry, who, on this track too.
Okay. I think this track goes so hard. I actually think this track goes so hard. I actually have this on vinyl. I have this album on vinyl. Not a Bieber fan really at all. But Sorry, one of my favorite tracks by him. I love it. I mean, it's... is it too late now to say sorry? But I bet you to your party. I mean... For whatever reason, it gets me, man. It even hits me in the feels a little. And, I like this track a lot, but it's still, for me, it's a B. But I think it's a banger. I do like this track. Fantano's going to hate this track.
To make a very bland, uninspired freaking dance hall track, like a bit of a tropical house thing as well. Yeah, it's boring, it's toothless, it's not exciting. It sounds like a very watered down margarita. And I pretty much am not interested in what it has to offer at all. I would put it in the E section because I'm just unhappy with how just uninteresting these tracks were, and that it was just like following a trend at the end of the day. With that being said, we also do have Justin Bieber with Love Yourself, which landed at #1 on the Billboard top 10 list for singles of that year. And I actually do like Love Yourself quite a bit. I think it's a good song.
Love Yourself.
I think it's a good stripped back little guitar ballad with some clever lyrics here and there. I would attribute a lot of that though.
Okay guys, I got a missed call, so I got to cut the video short here. If you like it, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. That's Fantano. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.